Hello everyone, welcome back to Valhalla. Last time we started day 2, and today I think we might skip our, not skip, I think we might put off day 2 to try some of this plus in the corner. We have a prologue, which I clicked on before, but I just ignored for some reason. We can start the prologue, but before we do that, I have something a little bit to say. So, a few years ago, when my apartment complex got a new person, I don't know what her position was, but a new employee, she gave everybody, including me, a bag of gifts, a welcome gift, and included 2 cans of beer. It was just left by our doors, and I was like, okay, I don't drink much, but I'm gonna save it until I turn my life around and get a job and feel like I'm on solid ground again. So some of you might have, I've talked about this a little bit, but I've had a lot of trouble getting a stable income from a solid job. And I was like, you know what, I don't drink much, but I will save this beer until I've got everything, until I'm on solid ground. And it's been a couple years, and today, for the first time, I feel like I've found that solid ground. I am a physics teacher at a local college, and it feels natural. It feels like this is something I can do, and it's where I belong. So I busted out the beers, and I had 2 beers today. So if I'm a little weird, that's why. And I thought, why not? Wouldn't it be appropriate just to drink a little bit while playing this game? Now, I do not drink much at all. I've drunk, like, the number of times I've drunk, I'm 32, and I have drunk, however you want to say it. I can count on one hand the number of times. I do not like to drink. I hate the taste of beer. But I thought it was time for celebration, so I took it. And then I thought, what better game to play than this? Actually, I thought of this before I drank, and so this is not a drinking decision. So here we go. Let's look at the prologue. Oh, it's a demo. Oh, there's a date. I haven't been paying attention to the dates. Man, such a slow night. At least I'm not serving dogs. Normally, this would be where a dog shows up, like a cheap punchline. I guess not. Speaking of dogs, I wonder where the hell's Gil? Lord? What? Sorry to I wake you up? I wasn't sleeping. My eyes were open. You went to college, right? You know, having your eyes open means nothing. That is so true. Don't worry, I don't blame you. It's been a really long time since we've had a slow night. In fact, I think the last time we had a night this slow was before you started working here. Really? Yeah, it happened when Robert was still working here. Who? My first employee. The poor idiot bought a levitation potion and threw himself off a building. Oh. As it turned out, the potion actually worked. Come again? He started rising in the air and couldn't stop. They later found his body smeared across the nose of a commercial flight that was on its way to Kanyevania. Ah, yes, because when you're in air, you're very, very most likely to get into an accident with an airplane. Because, of course. Because the amount of space that there is with airplanes, you know, the reason airplanes are so much safer to fly in than cars is because there are so many fewer airplanes. There's so much empty space. You're not gonna hit anything. But anyway, should you really dismiss that so easily? Oh, she's lying. She's making this up. We didn't have a single client that night, not even a lost soul asking for directions. But then suddenly a kid shows up. He was obviously underage, but I was bored, so I decided to let him order something. I gave him one Carmetrine free drink. I mean, even if I was letting him order, I wasn't about to give alcohol to an underage boy. Absolutely. And then when the time came for him to pay his tab, he realized he didn't have enough money. He then yanked his shirt over his head, started screaming he's a ghost, and tried to escape. So I kicked him so hard he flew out of the bar and told him ghosts shouldn't feel pain. Boss, did you really kick an underage kid? Of course not. I just gave him a warning and made him wash a couple of dishes. The fact that you even thought for a moment that I would kick a young, innocent child hurts me to no end, you know? Anyway, just keep it up. Someone will show up sooner or later. I sure hope so. Hold on, come to think of it, aren't Gil's checks made out to Robert? No! Who's Robert? Well, at least that story killed a couple of minutes. I think I don't know, sort out the glasses here or something. Huh. He had a fedora-shaped glass? Anybody here? Sorry, I'll be right at- Ouch! Oh, somebody was here. Oh, it's you. Well, are you okay? I'm fine, yeah. Welcome to Valhalla. What can I get you? Something wrong? Are you sure you're old enough to drink? Oh, seeing how I'm old enough to eat solid food, I'm gonna guess the drinking won't be a problem. Ah ha ha. You know, that's not what I meant. Yeah, I'm old enough to drink. I turned 21 not too long ago, actually. What did that say? There were some words. Still don't believe me? What do you need me to give you? I must be sleep deprived or something. So this is what I gather is the hour or whatnot that Jill spent talking to herself. Like no one else can see Anna or something. And this is Anna, right? We got that from a tutorial, I think. What's this deja vu feeling? It's fine, don't worry. But what can I get you? I'm confused. Okay, so the parentheses is she's thinking. The other stuff she's talking. I feel like having a sugar rush. Sure, coming right up. She wants a sugar rush. She looks a bit too young though. Sweet sugar rush. Optional Carmetrine. We should load it up. Alright, we give her a tiny drink. All mixed, that's all. That's all. Alright, there you go. Here. Thanks. Hold on, this doesn't have any alcohol, does it? Nope. You really think I'm underage, don't you? Yep. I'll have you know I'm old enough to get pregnant. That's sadly not relevant here. Yeah, that's a different age. That's legally and biologically, that's multiple different ages. Ah! On second thought, this is actually good. You know, you could try showing me your ID, if you have any. If you don't, then I'm not giving you any alcohol. I mean, don't underestimate me. Do you really think I look that young? I do, but not young enough to be considered underage. Then why won't you give me alcohol? Because I wanted to mess with you. Mess with a client? Do you usually do that? Only if it looks like they might take it in their stride. So this was the demo, I think. So the writers seem to have not gone as They seem to have taken this less seriously than the full game. Still, why are you so angry at the idea I might think you look young? That's... I mean, the only people who don't like being mistaken for someone younger are young people. But to be fair, you still look older than 95% of our regulars. That would mean you've served drinks to people who look like they're 13 years old or something. Yep. What was her name? The maid robot girl. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Please show me your ID. Sure. Date of birth? I don't know. Is that over 21? Eh? You got your thumbprint on your ID? We don't have that in real life, do we? No. Okay, that's the alcohol talking, I'm sure. Seems everything in order, Miss Anna Graham. Anna Graham. Or Grim. Where have I heard that name before? Go ahead, just try to make a joke I haven't heard yet. I'll politely refuse. Anagram, that's it, anagram. Okay, so we gotta figure out what else the letters of her name spell. Maybe something we haven't encountered yet. Like another character. No, I'm serious. Go ahead. People think it's too easy, so they never make jokes about my name. I'm still gonna politely refuse. You're no fun. So what's your name, Miss Bartender? My name? You saw my name, I have the right to know yours. Fair enough. I'm Jill. Jill what? Just Jill. Yeah, but what's your full name? Just call me Jill. Fine, I'll just pretend Jill is a way of saying your name is actually Johanna Ignatia Laurent Lone. Actually, I shortened it to Joe. Whatever floats your boat. Say, Joe, this place looks awfully desolate. Joe, she says. It's been a slow day. A really, really slow day. I'm actually glad you showed up. I was growing bored as hell. I mean, it's not like we're always bustling with activity, but this is unusual even for here. So I take it this isn't a popular place then? We have our regulars, but we're not like the bars in the main street. Still, I like this place. It's comfy and, I don't know, it makes me feel safe. Weird. I mean, I feel that way too, but the place usually gives off the opposite impression. Can't blame them though. This isn't exactly the best part of the city. Get that advertisement off the screen. That's a shame. I really liked how isolated this place feels. Can't hear the sounds of the city in here. It's nice. But then again, you could say I have some experience with isolated places, so it might just be nostalgia. Nostalgia, huh? Speaking of coming in here, now that I think about it, you didn't ask for my ID when I first came in. Why didn't you do it if you're so suspicious? Well, firstly, I was bored. Beg yours? And second, I felt like you were of legal age. How? We've had a lot of kids come in thinking they could get away with ordering a drink, but they're just too nervous or jumpy. I don't usually give drinks to kids like that. They don't know that what they're dealing with. What if they're not like that but still underage? If they at least look like they're above legal age, I would be able to live with myself, I guess. So, here's one thing that I'm wondering. Are we going to have to decide what kind of drink to give a kid who comes in? Like, somebody comes in, they look like a kid, they are a kid, and we have to do this with an actual kid. You know, we choose whether to give them alcohol or not. Or another thing, like other characters Like, I want to give Donovan, when Donovan comes in next time, I am filling up his drinks with Karma Train. Like, especially, well, only if it says it's optional Karma Train. But like, that hint, like, he's a bad guy, right? And then in the second time, he was like, I didn't say anything that could be used against me in a court of law, did I? I'm like, oh ho ho, the next time you come in, I am serving you drinks. Let's get that guy out of the business. Somebody else in his place. I wonder, I have a feeling that that's going to be something that's going to lead to, I wonder if that'll lead to alternate routes, like alternate storylines. Ooh, it'll be interesting to see. I won't give them anything if I know they're still kids, but hey, I'm bound to be fooled sometime. So I'm guessing I wasn't jumpy? Yep. I see. Hey Joe, now that I know you, now that you know I can drink legally, can I get another one? What do you want? Give me something sweet. Sweet? Sure. I'll give her the same thing, but with lots of... Alright. Could have a Sparkle Star. I'm spending way too much time on this. Let's give her a Sparkle Star. 1, 2, 1, and then... What have you said in the comments that I can do as much as I want of this? So, we'll give her that much. Alright, there we go. One sweet drink. Thanks! You know, if all drinks were like this, I'd be afraid of turning into an alcoholic. Please don't joke about that. How can you say that? You're a bartender. A bartender doesn't want her clients to become alcoholics. Just like how personal trainers don't want their trainees to turn into steroid junkies. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Still, this one's really nice. Hey Joe, do you drink? I suppose, yeah. It'd be weird for a bartender not to drink, you know? Yeah, I mean, how would you... well, no, because, like, you can work there before you're of legal age to drink, at least in the United States, I'm pretty sure. So... I don't know. I've met dentists with bad teeth. Bartenders who don't drink totally would make sense. That's silly. It'd be like a vegan chef running a barbecue restaurant. You think? Yeah, I mean, it's not a matter of whether you can eat or drink whatever it is that you're making. It's more like, why do it if you don't like it? Huh, yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, you could like, okay, the thing about bars though is there's a certain atmosphere that you don't find in many other places. At least none that I've been. There's the, like, the idea that you go in and it feels dirty. Even if it is clean, it feels dirty and it smells bad. And the food makes you feel sick. And, I mean, maybe some bars aren't like that, but that's the experience I've had with bars. It's like, you go in to, like, just feel grungy. That's part of the experience. So, and, you know, so that's a thing where, like, you might like that feeling even if you don't want to drink alcohol, so you might work there anyway. Dentist might have bad teeth, but he could still like working in dentistry. But why bother bartending if you don't like alcohol? See? Huh. Something wrong? I just noticed you haven't said my name yet. I haven't... What? Aside from when you read my ID out loud, you haven't said my name. Meanwhile, I've called you yours like a gazillion times now. The wrong name, though. Well, I haven't had the need to say her name. Come on, humor me. Say my name. Why? Say my name, say my name, say my name. So, because this is cyberpunk, it's science fiction, this could actually... What am I saying? I have suspicions that Anna's not real, right? But I also have suspicions that Anna is real. She just doesn't exist physically. Because, you know, cyberpunk stuff. And so maybe this could be part of the thing that maybe this could have consequences, saying her name. Anna. One more time. Anna. Yes, now one more time. Nana. It happened again. Maybe I need glasses. And there's that feeling again. Did I see someone glitch out in the past? Oh, come on. Why did you want me to say your name? They're like Beetlejuice? I like hearing people call me by name. It feels personal and fuzzy. Yeah, but asking people to say her name like that is a bit quirky, creepy. I don't know about that. There was a certain someone who would wake me up in the morning saying my name. Your name is important. Once you know someone's name, the gap between that person and you disappears. Once you give names to things, you start seeing them as important members of the family. So what if it's creepy? It's still nice. Stop calling me Joe and use my name then. Say, Anna, can I ask you something? You called me by name, so sure. That's one thing, as a teacher, and as just a person in general, I try to get to know people's names. I ask their name and they tell me, and then I say it back to them. Or I whisper it under my breath. Because like, when I meet people, I want to remember their names, because, you know, remembering people's names makes them happy. You be like, hey, Josh, or whatever, Anna, you know? And they're like, oh, hey, I'm a person in that person's eyes. About your arm. What about it? Oh, yeah, I'm lacking one. Did saying the word creepy remind you of its absence? What? This isn't an arm? What is this then? What is it? Actually, I've been wanting to ask about it since you came in. At least be uncomfortable for a second. I'm trying to get a rise out of you, sheesh. So what is it? How did I lose it? If it's not too personal. It isn't. I'm actually proud of the tale. Why? You're looking at a proud survivor of nanomachine rejection. Really? I thought that was something doctors detected while a fetus is still in the womb. Yes and no. There's actually two types of nanomachine rejection syndrome. So nanomachine, if you don't know, is a science and sci-fi term that means machines that are small enough that you can't see them, that can go inside your body and do things like augment you or repair tissue, heal you, etc. The first one is the most common. They usually detect it while you're still a fetus. That's when they turn you into cat boomer. The other one can sometimes appear in your teenage years. It's incredibly rare, but it's still possible. So that arm. Nanomachine rejection basically causes your body to attack itself. Tissues start ripping apart, your organs malfunction. And I was lucky. In the end, all I lost was an arm and a handful of toes. Get it? A handful? 'Cause I lost 5. Anyway, well, that's really good that she can joke about it, right? I have a prosthetic arm, but it's in maintenance right now. Oh, I see. It's a bit weird to be without it. I still feel like it's there. Just a couple of hours ago, I tried to grab something and I just stood there thinking that arm was doing something. Yep, phantom limb syndrome. But anyways, mind getting me another drink? We can keep talking about my stump after that. Right. What do you want? Let's try something classy. It's weird being in a bar and not asking for a fancy drink. Alright. I assume the money is not going to contribute to my save file. Let's do a cobalt velvet. 2 a red. 3 green. And 5 for this color. That's 5, right? 2, 3, 5. Okay. Alright, I can still do math while a little tipsy. I think my alcohol is wearing off. On the rocks and mixed. Alright, so it seems like I have not noticed any difference now between just like click click or wait 4 seconds and click. It's just mixed. Alright, here we go. Here. This looks expensive. Alright. I'm starting to have second thoughts right now. Just drink it. Aren't there some that are like $600? I'm starting to feel dizzy. That's nice. It is? Of course. I spent so much time in hospitals and whatnot. Now I'm just living my life, you know? I want to feel the good and the bad. No more being forced to sit quietly in a quarantine room. Heck yeah. Yeah, I can get that. Wait, quarantine? Type 2 nanomachine rejection patients are put in special chambers free from the nanomachine particles in the air. Oh, so there's nanomachine particles in the air. That sounds... Without knowing anything about the world building, I mean, maybe it's something that everybody knows about and you can like test on your own with experimental device equipment you can just buy on your own, but like nanomachines in the air would freak me out. It's like, what are they doing? Are they spying? Are they... I mean, obviously there would be a governmental story about what they're doing, but like, can you trust that? This is Cyberpunk. That prevents them from being assimilated and aggravating their whole situation. To be fair, not all of my memories of that chamber are bad. I mean, I did spend 3-4 years in one of those places. Really? That long? Well, I didn't go for the genetic level treatment, so it was longer and a lot less expensive. I'm not going to complain though. I'm alive thanks to all that. And I left with so many fond memories too. So that's what you meant with the whole feeling nostalgic in isolated places thing. Ah, paralleling this bar with her time spent in a hospital alone? Yep. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine, just dizzy. Hey Joe, I ordered 2 drinks. Would you be willing to share one with me? Come again? Be honest, talking about the treatment and all that made me feel a bit lonely. Sorry if it's not something you can do, but I had to ask. It's not something I normally do, but... what the hell, sure. Really? Yay! Alright then, I want a piano man and a piano woman. On it. Alright, so slot 1 and slot 2 it seems. And I'm gonna put the piano man in slot 2 just to see if it matters which slot it goes in. I'm gonna switch the order. I don't think it does, but I'm just gonna do it just to see. I want to see actually what changes between these. 5 5 2 3 3 2 3 5 5 3. So that's 18. That's also 18. Okay, so I was thinking like, is there gonna be like, okay, I was like, okay, is there like less alcohol or something? And then I was gonna be like, oh, that's sexist, but no, it's fine. It's the same. All right, here we go. And then of course there would be the question of average body mass index, which could make it an imbalance, not technically sexist. But it's fine. And but it's moot, is what I mean to say. It doesn't make a difference. Alright, on the rocks. There we go, Piano Man. Slot 1, we got another one. 2 of these. 3 of these. 5 of these. 5 of these. And 3 of these. Alright. Wait, that's the wrong one. Whoops. Reset. Okay, whoops. Just made the same one again. Okay. Just cost the establishment $320, but whatever. There's 5 red, 2 reds. Okay, what switches? It's 5 red, 5 yellow, 5 purple, 5 green, blue. I got the scan lines on. It's kind of hard to tell what color this is. So one of you mentioned that you couldn't actually see scan lines in old TVs. I agree with that, but also at the same time, there was a difference, right? You know, I grew up with a CRT TVs, and there was a difference. You know, playing Nintendo 64 games on those versus playing Nintendo 64 games on Switch Online, there's a difference. You know, I don't remember pixels looking jagged. Like pixel graphics from the N64 era, PlayStation era, nowadays you look at them, they look jagged. I mean, part of it could just be because I didn't notice because that was the only thing we had at the time. But back when I played Mario 64, I remembered the lines being smooth. But then when I look at it now, the lines are smooth, but when you see footage of the old games, like emulated and stuff, the lines are jagged. And when new graphics are made in the old style, it's with jagged lines. So I think there was something to the way that the images were rendered back then that is not... Like, it's different from not having scan lines. Even if it's different from having scan lines, it's also different from not having scan lines. Does that make sense? And so there's something to putting scan lines over a game to make it feel old. Alright, I've got everything aged and mixed. Alright, there we go. Serve them all. 2 drinks. Which one do you want? Do you prefer the man or the woman? I'm fine with either, really. Does this have a double meaning? Is our Jill pansexual? Okay, I'll pick the woman then. Cheers! I can't read that fast enough. Is this a QR code back here? Somebody tell me what it means in the comments. I know it's not a QR code. Alright, this is getting weird. I said cheers. Oh, cheers. Yeah. Are you okay? Hey Joe, why do you think bad things happen? That's a sudden question. How so? There's a God. Why do you think bad things happen? Are you in contemplative mood or something? Kinda. So this is something that I have been trying to put in the words since I started playing the Talos Principle 2, which is the idea that when somebody asks a philosophical question or they come up with a philosophical answer, it is motivated internally by their psychology, by their emotions. There's something inside them wants to ask the question or defend this answer. And so, when somebody brings up a question or tries to tell you their opinion, it tells you more about them than it does about the question, the subject in question. Very often, including with professional philosophers. And obviously, of course, there's, reasoning and perspectives help you actually understand the topic better. Where was I going with this? Hopefully everything I wanted to say is in there. So with that said, my opinion of why bad things happen is because we evolved to have negative feedback loops as part of our biological, neurological makeup. And the negative feedback loop tells us to stop doing that thing and to do something else instead, or to get away from that thing. And suffering is actually the body functioning properly, doing something it's supposed to do, so that we can learn to make different choices and to do better things. That's my opinion on the question of suffering. Does it have anything to do with God? Nope. Does it disprove God? Nope. Does it prove God? Nope. I don't know if, my brain is away from the question of God. That's not interesting. That it is interesting to me, but it's not connected. Right? So you got to peer into my psychology there. My answer here told you a little bit more about me than it did about the question. So there we go. Huh. I remember a conversation in college where a classmate said we give God too much flack. How so? Well, let's imagine a place where virtually nothing bad happens. If an experience doesn't one-up the last good thing you enjoyed, you'll feel like it was a bad one. Even if you lived in a place where every good thing was one-upped by an even better good, past events would seem bad. Well, let's just say you have chocolate. I like chocolate. Everyone does. My mom doesn't. And she's a rare case. She also doesn't like pizza. Is she even human? Sorry, I mean, damn it, where was I? Chocolate? Right. If you only got good chocolate, a slightly less good chocolate would taste awful. Yeah, I can see that. If you only got chocolates that tasted better each time, then the chocolates you ate in the past would worsen in memory. Oh yeah, now I get it. Well, they probably wouldn't, honestly. You would probably remember them as being absolutely phenomenal, but then if you went back and tried the old chocolate, then you'd be like, oh wait, this is so much worse than my memory. Because, memory, you remember, if something feels amazing, then you remember it as amazing, right? There's so many things as a kid that I thought were absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved Lego Bionicle as a kid. I read all those books, got through the whole entire story before they rebooted it. And I was like, this is awesome. This is an amazing story. And now if I go back and read those again, I'm sure it'll be like, okay, this is a semi-decent kid story, young adult fiction. At the time, it was like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Nostalgia. Because when you read it, when you play that game as a kid, and it's the best game ever, and the adults are like, oh, this is stupid, and you're like, no, it's the best thing ever. And then you grow up and you become an adult and you go back and play that game and it actually kind of sucks. Your memory is still like, that's awesome and amazing though. That's one thing that a lot of indie game studios do these days, is they make new games in the style of old games, but not actually as much in the old games, but as we remember them. Like Shovel Knight, which I am pretty sure has gone up by the time this video goes up. Shovel Knight is exactly that kind of game, where the devs were like, we loved old NES games, but they were kind of jank. So let's make a new NES game that feels nostalgic, but isn't jank. And that's like a whole thing. You know, A Hat in Time was the same. They're like, we love Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Banjo-Kazooie, but those games are old and they're kind of jank, so let's make it better. And they did. Well, whether it's better, what I mean by that is they fixed some of the problems with those games. Whether it's actually better or not is, of course, up to subjective, and you know, it doesn't have the same place in video game history, etc. But yeah, all this to say, I disagree with what Jill and Anna are talking about right now. So yeah, sometimes bad is just a matter of contrast. That still doesn't justify why bad things like death happen. Death and all the nasty crimes that you can't say on YouTube and all the intense suffering. Yeah, that doesn't really help with that. I don't know. Maybe we're just too concerned with smaller plans to look at the bigger picture. Or maybe God doesn't exist, or maybe maybe the question is ill-formed, and the relationship between God and suffering is not quite as straightforward as you might think. So for me, even when I was a Christian growing up, I didn't like the argument of suffering didn't affect me. Like, I was like, they're like, well, why would God allow suffering? And I was like, well, why wouldn't God allow suffering? Which is a weird take on it, I know, but like, and then even when I was an atheist, I was like, there are a lot of arguments against God that I felt were compelling. The argument of evil was not compelling to me. And now, with whatever I am now, I don't even know what to call myself. Omnitheist or theistic fantasyist, I don't know, pantheist, something. There's still, like, I'm not moved by the argument of suffering. Then maybe that's just me. It's another thing that shows you more about me than it does about the subject I'm talking about. Maybe that death will trigger something else in the future. If there's reincarnation, maybe that person's needed somewhere else. Reincarnation doesn't particularly make sense to me, unless it's something like Andy Weir's The Egg, where we're reincarnated as everybody. Seems like a fair interpretation. Okay, I am saying things that need a lot of context, right? So like, my idea of life after death is that it's the same as other life during life, right? It's like, you and I are both alive, right? If I were to die today, you would still be alive. Your consciousness is just as real as my consciousness, and so that's kind of the same as being reincarnated. I'm sure I didn't explain that very well. It'll come up again during my playthroughs of games, of all kinds of games. Anyway, maybe the world works in an entirely different way and we're limited by human reasoning. I don't know. I'm just a bartender. If there's someone to ask about the metaphysical nature of death, it's not me. Sometimes I think God is just a dick. Giving me a disease, allowing me to survive it, but depriving me of my special someone? Do you need context for all that? The special someone, I mean? That was kind of curious when you brought it up. I'll connect the dots eventually. Keep talking. You're obviously venting some stuff there. Oh, alright then. It's like God's... I don't know. It's like he's some edgy writer who likes having his characters suffer. I take solace in that reasoning because then I start expecting bad things. What if you're looking at it from the wrong angle? How so? Main characters usually have this tragic backstory that we never really see in the beginning. Something that helps them move on, that gives them the motivation to power through the plot. Maybe you're not living the girth of your story yet. Maybe this is your backstory getting set. Who knows what the future holds for you? Ah, that'd be nice. It's at least better than my old outlook. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm gonna start thinking that way now. Today, my origin story ends and my actual narrative begins. That's the spirit. Thanks, Joe. I feel a lot better. Not gonna point out the contradictions of other people dying and not being main characters in the... Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Not relevant. This is Anna's story. I'll be here if you need an ear. Glad to know that. I have to leave. Bye, Joe. Please come again. I will. Well, that was an entertaining diversion. Ah, boss, what happened? I came to ask you that. Came to ask you that? Huh? You just spent an hour talking to yourself. No, I didn't. There was a girl called Anna here. There was nobody here. I was actually coming to tell you we're gonna close for tonight, and there you were, chatting with thin air. A spirited talk, too. That can't be. She paid for her drinks. The registry says the money came from your account. But all the drinks I served her. You mean the liquid that someone who is definitely not gonna be me has to clean off the floor? But I... Chill. You're worrying me. Are you okay? The last thing I need is another employee who talks to herself. Yeah, I'm fine. Are you sure there wasn't anyone else here? I even checked the security cameras. You were here by yourself this whole time. Maybe you're tired. You probably were just sleep talking really intensely or something. Yeah, maybe. Come on, I'll drive you home. Maybe you just need a rest. Yeah. What the hell just happened? The prologue just happened. Alright, so now we have context. We did hear about Jill talking to herself. I thought there was a bigger list of stuff. I thought it like came down here. I guess not. Now we have more context for Jill talking to herself for an hour. Alright. Wait. What about... Oh, there we go. More prologue. Okay. Let's do some more prologue. We did Anna prologue, now day one prologue. Good evening. Well, at least one of my employees showed up. Huh? What about Gil? He mumbled something about holes and pests and asked for a couple of days off. Business as usual then. Not quite. How so? I mean, us, not Gil. Business will be a tad different through the weekend. We got booked. That's a new one. Who made the booking? The Sci-Fi Toy Company. They make toys for dogs. It's their anniversary or something like that. We usually don't reserve the bar. Why do it this time? The clients are adorable. So we're gonna learn about the dogs? You know, the dogs? Excuse me? You'll see. Anything special I should know? They'll give you a ticket to trade in for any drink they want. Just do your usual thing. Fair enough. I'll be in my office. Call me if you need me. Sure. Well then. Alright. So, we didn't like Base of the Titans. So what do we do? Let's start here. The answer lies within. You mean the really, really good Dream Theater song? Time to mix drinks and change lives. That's my catchphrase, isn't it? Lord Pumplerump. Excuse me. I'll have a grizzly temple. Hello? dog. Do they even live to be over 21? A talking dog. Are you with the sci-fi toy company? Yeah, did I arrive too early? No. The clients are adorable, son of a bitch. A grizzly temple, right? Coming right up. Oh, it's an actual drink. I thought it was, I don't know. I thought they were doing like the thing where you have an animal that makes puns about their species, which is very weird when it happens because like we don't talk about human puns, man puns and woman puns just because we are humans. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. So I'm wondering if I should do all the prologues today or if I should split it in 2. All blended, so none of these things. I guess it depends on how long the days are, right? If it's 20 minutes, I'll do all of them. If it's 2 hours each, then I'll split them up. Here you go. Thanks. This is gonna be a long weekend, isn't it? Ariel Wienerton. Hey, is this a Bronson extract here produced using organic roots? I don't know that information. Anyone I can talk to about that? Here? Right now? No. But you should have that information on hand. Every BTC certified bar is no different from a fast food chain. We get the same supplies as everyone else. Ask BTC officials if you want to know. Well, you should, but we don't. Saying that we should over and over is not going to change reality. Give me something with lots of Bronson extract then. Okay. So we gotta search for the stuff. None. Just go through, I guess. 1, 2. Just go until we see something. 3, 5. The gut punch it is. 6, Mars Blast. And it's 170. Oh, 5 at 320. Piano Woman. All right, Piano Woman it is. And did I do it just because of the, oh, well, it's the, free bar. Okay, we'll do the 6th one. This is Prologues. I'm not getting paid for this. All right, you got 6. 1 powder delta. 4 of this. And 2 of this. All blended. One of these is enough to leave your face red like the actual planet, the Mars Blast. Alright, and we are gonna blend it for a long time. Keep blending, keep blending. It is now perfectly liquid, but we gotta keep blending it. There we go. Here. What the hell is this? Your order? This is what Bronson extract tastes like? Sorta, yeah. Well, fuck that noise. It's not worth the effort. No, it's not. Excuse me. Thank God, a person. Well, as much of a person as the designated driver can be. What I mean is, why are there so many dogs? Why dogs? Why? Well, the Corgis treated the Sci-Fi toy company, and they've been doing a great job, so created the company. A company run exclusively by dogs? Really? And a good one at that. Their only problem is they have a not-so-discreet preference for hiring Corgis exclusively. which of course would not be illegal here because this is Cyberpunk. Why? Something about being more comfortable around their own kind. Are you with them? Well, I do prefer corgis, but no, I mean, are you working with them? Yeah, well, I'm only here because the law requires at least one humanoid on the payroll. Does the law really cover such scenarios? Why take a job like this? Because it means I'm surrounded by corgis all day long. Designated driver woes aside, it's the closest thing to heaven! Although to be fair, I'm not much of a drinker anyway. I see. Well, to each their own. Are you gonna drink anything? Do you have anything non-alcoholic? Let's see what I can fetch you. Did you intend to make a pun? A pun? You know, fetch? Never mind. Something non-alcoholic. So the non-alcoholic is, so it said something about having a fedora as a cup. That is this. I don't know if it has alcohol. I don't know what that would be here. But something without karmatrine? Right? Because they said something about karmatrine having a lot of alcohol. But does that mean something without karmatrine does not have alcohol? I mean, we gave what was it? A sugar rush. And it counted as not karmatrine. Okay, on the rocks and blended. Tastes like old chocolate milk with its good smell attack. Let's say it tastes like caramel too. I mean, old milk is, regardless of what kind of milk it is, not something I would want to drink. There we go. You got a sun cloud. Here. Thanks. You sure this isn't alcoholic? Pretty sure. Okay. Listen, I need to know, is it really going to be only corgis today? Is that all I'm gonna do all night? Serve the same kind of dog over and over? The vast majority of them are Pembroke Welsh corgis. There are a couple of Cardigan Welsh corgis. But the relationship between the two breeds is a tad difficult, so the Cardigans weren't invited. So yeah, I guess you'll be serving the same kind of dog all night. No, I mean, isn't there some other human I might talk to today? There's a woman on staff, but she couldn't come today. Oh boy. Is that a problem somehow? It's not really a problem. We've survived worse than this. Like that time when the AA meeting came in here asking for non-alcoholic stuff only. But just thinking about the fact that I'm serving drinks to dogs. Then at some point, all the choices in my life led up to me serving drinks to a group of talking dogs. It's one of those moments that make you want to stop and rethink where your life is going. Do you perhaps not like this job? I do! I love every second of this job. But dogs! It's like a fashion designer suddenly realizing he's been designing edible underwear. I still don't see what your problem is with the dogs, but I'm not gonna force the subject. Well, I'm gonna try entertaining myself for a bit. The stuff for playing pool is under the table. There are also darts in the box next to the jukebox. Great, thanks for the information. I'm gonna change the channel. Much better. News about a white rabbit. Again. Every day. Call if you need another drink. Sure. Lady Banner. I'm feeling happy, so I'll get everyone around. Actually, it's a free bar. I won't let you spoil my mood. I want a fringe weaver. Coming right up. I don't think I've done this one before. Haven't even looked at it. It's like drinking ethylic alcohol with a spoonful of sugar. I think I have looked at it. 1 aldehyde, 9 carmazine. And you know what? Let's make it big. There we go. Probably a terrible idea. All this alcohol. Here you go. Still an awesome day. What is your name? What? Yo, what's an alpha male gotta do to get some service? What may I serve you? Beer, and quickly. Coming right up. Dog wants a beer. Alright. Probably wants a big beer. It's free, so we'll give it to him. One of these, 2 of these, and then the rest of these, right? Yep. Just mixed. There we go. Big beer for the big dog. Here you are. Damn, you're a slow piece of shit. Hey boss, what's the opposite of deja vu again? Shamus vu. I have never heard of that. What does it mean? Yeah, that. Are you having a premonition? Oh. The idea that you feel like you're going to see something the same in the future? Something like that. That dog felt uncannily familiar. Oh, maybe he's coming back. In the actual game. Are you bored? Not really. I was playing with the darts a bit ago. I thought about playing pool, but all the other clients are thumb challenged. Sorry if this sounds rude, but why was the dart box so dusty? You're the first person in the year or so I've been here that has actually played with darts. I think even my boss forgot they existed. By the way, how are the dogs as clients? We've had worse. Have you had someone come in and gnaw chairs to pieces? Yes. She was testing out her new mechanical teeth. She got banned from entering any BTC bar after that. With anecdotes like that, you'd think serving dogs would feel totally normal. You'd be wrong, because even then, we were talking about humans. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've served a dog or two in my time, but they usually come in with someone. And they never talk. Now that I think about it, are these drinks bad for the dogs? Now you worry about that? I mean, I don't know. No, they aren't. Only cappuccino monkeys are at risk if they drink those chemicals. I mean, you could say that drinks are bad for humans, but you know. Anyway, you want anything to drink? Surprise me, but keep it non-alcoholic. Sure. A non-alcoholic surprise. Alright, start at the beginning. There's this one. Bleeding Jane. Don't think we've done this one before. Say the name of this drink 3 times in front of a mirror and you'll look like a fool. What did I just put in? I've got 4 things. 1, 4... 1, 2, 3. Well, let's get it. Here you go. Thank you. This might sound weird to ask, but they talk through their collars, right? That's right. How do they work? It's not too hard, really. They're just translators. They read the dog's brains and turn their thoughts into words. Do keep in mind that today's dog breeds have more cognitive capacity than their ancestors. If you put the translators on dogs from a decade ago, they wouldn't work like they do now. Yeah, I read something about that once. Another question, why do they wear those small tuxedos? It's good for PR. You don't say. Well, it'll be a bit before we go for the day. Any other questions? Yes. Why the fuck do these dogs want to get drunk? They see humans do it and they think it might be fun. Just like teens, then. Now, if you'll excuse me. Satan's helper. What can I serve you? Moon. Excuse me? Moon. Moon blast? Moon. A big moon blast. Moon. Alright then. Alright, here we go. A big moon blast coming at 6. One of these. There's something relaxing about just pulling the ingredients in like this. I was worried that it would get tedious, but it really hasn't. Hopefully it stays that way for the rest of the game. On the rocks and blended. There we go. Here. Moon. Was that a good moon or a bad moon? Hi, receiver scale pike scale Lispe. A crevice spike, please. A crevice spike? Sure, okay. Oh yeah, understand Mary? I was a kid too. Dog wants a crevice spike. 2 of these, 4 of these. And just keep it non-alcoholic. It will knock the drunkenness out of you or knock you out cold. Blended, okay. Yeah, it is weird. That line of like, I was a kid is weird when we're serving drinks. But there are dogs, so. Irahe. Oh, that's Jill. Irahe. Hankstay. The dog was just, they decided to just move the first letter rather than the first syllable. Alright, one more drink before we wrap things up. What do you want? I'm not picky, give me anything. Of course. Anything, he said. But of course he means anything non-alcoholic. So we'll start here. This is not it. Optional Carmatrine. We'll give him a gut punch. Bitter manly. Wait, what were the other things? Well, I don't know if it's a he. They just ask for things without alcohol, right? So, like, do we have to worry about what the flavor is? Let's try maybe something not bitter. This would be sweet. 2 of these. 1 of these. Aged and mixed. Here we go. Get 1 of these. Here you are. Thanks. So, what exactly do you do? Sorry if it's rude to ask. I guess I'm what people call an office boy. My duties usually involve looking for things, answering a few calls, that sort of stuff. But this being a dog-run company, there are a lot more responsibilities, like getting stuff off of shelves and opening windows. At least they pay well. I see. And how did you end up in that position? Where'd you get that offer? My neighbor is the owner of one of the dogs. He told me they needed thumbs. And in this society, paying well is something good. Because It's Cyberpunk, which means most people are being paid peanut shells. Figures. They're celebrating the company's anniversary, right? Yeah, 5 years ago, 3 corgis became dissatisfied with the qualities of existing dog toys, so they founded this company. They got the money from their owners, if I remember correctly. I can see that happening, somehow. The STC is the second biggest dog toy company in the world. Fun fact, they started as Cypher Toy Development. Ain't that unfortunate? There a pun with the name? Oh yeah. Now it's called STC. If they had kept it as it was before, it would be STD. Hello. Oh, it's Dorothy, the child sex bot, right? Ugh.
The bar's favorite sweetheart has arrived.
Why are you quiet?
I'm waiting for the audience's cheers to stop.
This isn't a sitcom.
Ah, honey, how innocent.
Well, I would hope that by the year 2050 whatever, they would stop using laugh tracks. I guess this is Cyberpunk. Yeah. So laugh tracks being like, you don't know where the jokes are, so they have to tell you where to laugh. No, I know there's more to that, and it can be fun, of course. It can be fun. Excuse me, you are?
I'm the lovely Dorothy Hayes, at your Wait, you're a Lilum. Not at your service, then.
Don't be rude to other clients. So some kind of, bad blood is the wrong word, right? But some kind of like, those models don't like each other. She's kind of a regular here.
Kind of. I've been coming here religiously for the past 3 months now. 3 months! I came here to see your charming face, and you say I'm just kind of a regular. For shame, honey, for shame.
I'm sorry, I guess.
Nothing a free drink won't solve.
Won't do.
Ah, you're playing hard to get.
Even if I wanted to give you a drink, we're booked for the whole weekend.
Don't you think you should at least put a sign out front or something?
Hey, I only found out myself just a few minutes ago. She can have one of my tickets if you're okay with it. I see no problem.
Oh, you're so sweet. If you're at least 40% organic, I would give you a discount.
Discount? You don't need to know.
So who booked you? This guy?
The Sci-Fi Toy Company.
What do they do?
They create dog toys.
Oh, lovely.
It's also run by dogs.
Oh, don't joke like that.
You think I'd kid about something like that? Actually, yeah, that is something you would joke about.
You mean that if I turn around I'd see dogs?
Yeah, didn't you see them when you came in?
I just entered without looking anywhere else but the bar.
You look troubled.
I'm not too much of a dog person. I even charge extra if my client wants to.
I refuse to say that out loud. You don't need to know.
I'm gonna take this ticket and trade it in next Monday. I'm leaving right now.
The ticket would have expired by then, though. She looks like the kind of girl that will hold you to your promise regardless. Is it that obvious? Well, I have to gather the cabs outside. Keep it up, bartender. Good night. Yeah, you too. Good night. Come again. All right, sirs, the night's over. You have kennels you need to return to.
All done?
Yeah. Boss, how do you end up being booked by dogs? I never looked before, but yeah, she's got a robot arm.
I know some dogs myself.
Huh? And you told me we're booked the whole weekend, right?
That's right. Please bear with it. We're all doing our part after all.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go for today. Bye.
Take care.
All right. How am I feeling? Well, we'll go on. That wasn't too long. Good evening.
Day 2 of serving dogs. Are you ready?
No.
Cheer up.
No.
That attitude won't make things easier for yourself.
Serving dogs won't ease things either. Have you heard anything from Gil?
Nope, but he should be having fun wherever he is. Also, did you know we had darts?
Yeah, I did.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because that's the kind of stuff you should just assume. A target board usually comes with a set of darts. I don't see a target board. Must be off screen. Do you like darts, boss?
Not particularly, but now I owe an apology to someone. Anyway, call me if you need anything.
Sure.
Well then.
What do we have for today? I don't remember how to remove these. There, right click. That's a button that you can do. I guess I'm so used to games where you use the mouse being basically ports of touchscreen games. So the idea of right clicking on a mouse game, like right clicking in a game, feels weird to me. It's like you can't right click it on a touchscreen game. Something from the middle. Alright, that's a few we had already. A star pierces the dark. March of the White Knights. Maybe we don't want to do that one. That sounds kind of like Flight of the Valkyrie. Let's maybe not. Oh, hey, can I have a big beer, please? Thank God, a human. Sure, coming right up. Are you with the dogs? Because they reserved it. Alright, let's make another one of these. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I forgot it has to be big. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Greatest mix. Greatest mixing of ever. Here. Thank you. May I ask what you do for these dogs, Miss? Beatrice, but everyone calls me Betty. And why do you need to know that? If you've been stuck with dogs all day, you'd also be curious when a human walks in. Fair enough. I'm their veterinarian. They're all your clients? Yeah, company-issued vet. I mean, I have my own office, but it's in their building. So you're Betty oh, cram it! Is there a pun there that I don't know, or is it just because it rhymes? Sorry, not in the mood for puns right now. I'll keep it in mind. Anything else I might need to avoid bringing up besides, around you besides puns? Enhancements, but that's harder to shove into the conversation in the first place. Noted. What do you have against enhancements anyway? We were just told not to bring it up. They're unnatural. They go against the very idea of human evolution. But evolution is... Never mind. But there's a certain wall that humans can't cross without enhancements. It's not like having something replaced will automatically make you an expert in things. If anything, getting an enhancement sets you back until you get used to it. Yeah, but it just makes things go too easy on paper. Anyone with money can replace their body parts and call it a day. But you have a point. Skill doesn't ship with enhancements, at least not yet. I know what that means, even though I read it weirdly. Sorry for the outburst. I have my story with enhancements. Oh, I don't mind. It's way more entertaining than serving drinks to talking dogs. Sorry. Speaking of which, that's my job right now. Do you want another drink? I'm fine for now. Call me if you need anything. Sure.
Worm frigger. Hey, have you seen a red dot?
I've seen many things in my life, but a red dot? Not today, no.
Do you have any red drinks?
Red drinks?
Yeah, the drink might know something.
Right. I know what that drink is. It's kind of weird that this is a prologue because we haven't learned, like, in the prologue, we haven't learned how to play the game yet. So I guess it makes sense to... I guess it's probably good that I did it the order I did, except maybe it would have been better if I actually finished day 2 before doing all this.
Mars Blast, it's red.
And this dog once saw a laser pointer and has not been the same since. Here we go. There we are. Success. Here.
This isn't red.
Can you see red?
I can smell red. You're hiding the dot, aren't you?
Oh, look over there. Did I mess up? Does Mars Blast not actually look red? Or did I choose the wrong one?
Where? Yours, damn dumb Pomeranians. They think you can come and take our jobs.
A racist dog. Pomeranians are the Undertale dog. Excuse me?
We've been getting some serious media attention because the company only hires corgis.
Must be slow news day.
But do you know what I say? It's good that we don't hire anyone else. We don't need more races ruining our workplace. Next thing you know, they'll be asking us to hire cats.
Wouldn't other races bring new skills to the company?
Shut up! What do you know? Now give me a bad touch.
All right. Bad touch for the dog. All right, 2 of these. 2 of these. 2 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rocks and mixed. What? I did it wrong. I should just given it. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I do? What didn't I do? Okay, there you go. Here.
Yeah.
Racist dogs. What are the odds? Wait, if I can't tell the difference between them, does that make me racist too? Would it matter if you're racist against racists? Well, that's a discussion I don't particularly want to... Well, no, let's try it. What can I say about that? Because, like, what's the real problem with racism, right? It's not individual people calling individuals names. That's just being a dick. The real problem with racism is when it's a system thing. When, like, people have trouble getting ahead in life and participating in social situations and in workplaces and in industries because of how they were born, right? That's what makes racism a problem. And so it's not about the individuals, it's about the system. And so being like, so, but also there's levels to it though, right? Like, where's my brain going? like, it's a, you know, if you think in terms of power, of tiers of power, you know, where if there's like somebody who has a little bit of power, or like multiple tiers of power for various races, then somebody who's in a race in the middle of the tier could be racist against people below them, and then somebody who's in a tier above them could be racist against them. And I realize I've gone back to individualist language, but of course it's a complicated subject, and anything that's like the logic of, oh, can this be the this is this the this the versus this the this, that kind of word logic just gets kind of goofy. So anyway, bartender, please stop dozing off. I need booze. Sorry, what can I get you? I'll have a Zen Star. Sure. Alright, Zen Star. This is the first one of these I've served. 4 of each ingredient, all on the rocks and mixed. Alright, that brings us up to 20, which is the max. There we go. Success! That one looks nice. It's got a little paper bird up there or something. Here. Thank you. Something on your mind? Willing to lend an ear? It's in the job description, kind of. Does that mean Jill doesn't want to? It's like you say it's my... Okay. This tells you more about me than it does anything else. Like, if you do... I feel like if I do something just because it's my job, or if I tell somebody I do it because it's my job, that feels less genuine. I would want to do something, whether it's on the job or not, because I care about them, right? You know, because I care about what I'm doing. And so I feel like I personally wouldn't tell somebody, it's my job, therefore I'm going to do it. But maybe that's not what everybody means. Alright then, so you mentioned the thing about talking dogs. I thought people throughout the ages have always dreamed about talking to animals. Never mind the fact that we could always understand their body language. Now that we understand them, what do we find out? They're just furry, adorable, little office workers. Actually, scratch that. I've yet to meet a furry office worker with half the charisma of these little guys. You've met furry office workers? I've seen my share of the world, bartender. Yeah. That word means something when applied to humans. Sounds like you're tired. It's fleas and ticks season. I am tired. Oof. So you're a tick... No, don't you dare! I don't know what that pun was going to be. Well, this is a whole free bar thing. It's nice though, I guess. It would have been nicer if we actually had time to get properly ready. What do you mean? I found out about the booking yesterday as I was getting ready. Did the client ask for something special? Was there something I needed to know about them? My boss didn't specify anything. All she said to me was, pretend it's like any other day. That was a screw up on our end, sorry. They were desperately looking for a place to celebrate. I was actually surprised to find out they got a place. Why all the sudden plans? Did they forget their anniversary or something? We found a place, but the Cardigans were the ones that hired it. Then some stupid argument arose and the Cardigans decided they didn't want to have any Pembrokes at their party. I swear to God, these dogs are like annoying little suburban kids. So those are the Corgi subspecies, right? Or breeds, or whatever they're called. What are these Cardigans I keep hearing about? Oh, just another kind of Corgi, except with different color furs and a slightly different attitude. All this is so silly. I've seen dogs play with cats, dogs play with other dogs, and dogs mating with dogs twice their size. Oh, well, that's what happens when you have dogs mimicking their own. What? I mean, that's the reason they're in a bar in the first place. But I guess the media focus on the Pembrokes probably didn't help. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have dogs to... yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah, do your job, don't mind me. Tortilla Pope!
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
You?
I am? Whoa, thanks, buddy.
What can I serve you?
Well, a big sunshine cloud would be nice.
Coming right up. I really like the way they did dogs in this game. So, I've read a lot of sci-fi. I haven't read any sci-fi with uplifted animals. No, that's not true. I've read one with uplifted dolphins. But I know there's a series called the Uplift Saga, but I haven't read any of it. So, I don't know if these dogs were inspired by it but I like the way that they did it. They are basically dogs that know how to use words. So they're like just maybe a little bit smarter than actual dogs, and they know how to use words, and you know. Big sunshine cloud. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. With some of that. Give 2 of those. Rocks and blended. And we have hit home runs with the music today. Here.
Oh, ain't you a cutie? Loopy doopy boo. Woof. You know what I hate, man?
What do you hate, dog?
Cabbages, man. They're like lettuces that decided to go to the gym. They think they're a big deal because their leaves are harder. Guess what? I don't like them.
Calm down, dog. Do you want anything?
For cabbages to not exist.
I meant to drink.
Oh, I'll have a big grizzly temple then.
I can do that. Oh, this is fun writing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, all blended. Nothing fancy. There you go. Chill out for a bit, dog.
Thanks, man.
Bartender! Yeah? Do you have anything sweet? We're talking about drinks, right? Are you hitting on me? If that's how you want to see it. Let me see what I can get you. And make it big. Do you like them big, Miss Betty? It's not the size, but how you sell it. Gourmet food exists for that sole reason. Wise words. Ha, Joe likes women. Alright, sweet and big. Okay. I don't know. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Oops. That's 6. We gotta make it big. That's a lot of that stuff. 1 flannel. Okay, that pun made no sense. Forget I said it. Alright, there we go. On the rocks and blended. Here we go. Here. Thanks. You know, I'm curious. What's the weirdest client you've ever gotten? I wouldn't be able to tell you. There's many kinds of weird. Pick the first one that comes to mind. Well, there was this one guy that spent 30 minutes arguing with himself before ordering. I mean, we've seen some pretty weird people in the main game. It's not that weird. He came in wearing a velociraptor mask and wouldn't stop screaming. He left humming Moonlight Sonata afterward. Oh, yeah, that's weird. At least you left a nice tip. Speaking of antidotes, can I ask what's your story with the enhancements? Why the interest? Because it seems like a personal thing. It doesn't sound like it's a question of ethics. And honestly, I'm really bored. Sure, I can entertain you a bit. Back when I was a college freshman, some friends of mine decided to get their hands enhanced. It was around the time we all started practicing surgery. They just wanted to bypass all the practice needed. I don't think that's a good idea. It's not just keeping your hands steady. There's more to practice than that. And so they hired this shady character who would supposedly hook them up. I only talked one of them out of it. The others went off with the guy and got their hands chopped off. This is one of those stories that ends badly, I'm guessing. Yeah, 4 girls underwent this shady surgical procedure. 2 lost their hands, 1 was left with an arthritic mess, and the rest died on the operation table. So yeah, I'm not too fond of enhancements, especially if they're taking an effort to avoid effort. This culture of become better automatically with enhancements really gets on my nerves. That story sounds so familiar. Did that shady guy have a bleached mustache and tattooed black eyebrows? He always talked using an electrolarynx. You've seen him? No, but I remember news about the police catching someone who was performing illegal surgeries. Never thought I'd meet someone affected by him. It's a small world, isn't it? Well, I guess I gotta check on the dogs to see if they're fine. Sure, I'll keep saving them booze. Thanks for sharing that story. Yeah. Accident?
Hey man, have you ever felt like time is moving too fast?
Tonight, I'm feeling like it's not moving by fast enough.
Lucky you.
Well, they say if time feels like it's going by too fast, you're having a good time. What can I serve you?
I want a bad touch.
Sorry, coming right up. Oh. Come on, Jill, you work here. You're still laughing at that? We're nothing but mammals after all. What did it say? Oh, I messed it up. Let's click that on. One, two, three, 4. There we go. Here you go. Have a good time out there.
Maybe you're right. Thanks. Bartender.
Dog 5. They gave all the rest names. This was just Dog 5. Huh?
One Brantini, please.
Sure. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1. Aged and mixed. Here we go.
Excuse me, the beer mat's dirty.
Sorry, I'll change it.
Nah, leave it like that. You already ruined the Brantini anyway.
Hey, bartender. Bartender, then barter, tarbender. Your job has a funny name. You don't say. You're a cute bartender. I swear I could just eat you up. Oh, you're trying to flirt? Please don't. When did you get drunk? been a little dizzy for a while now, but it is just properly kicked in. Also, some of the dogs invited me over for a drink. Except I'm not drunk. Right. You get me a small brandini, I'll definitely pay you money. You don't have to pay me. Oh, you really buy me that drink? You're so lovely. Yeah, let's leave it at that. She wants one? A normal one. Alright. We just served this, didn't we? Do the same thing in a row. Success! Shucks, this is smaller than I thought. You're in no position to drink anything more than that thimbleful. Maybe you're right. Hey, what made you become a veterinarian? I love animals. They're so cute, so funny, so huggable. I want to keep them happy. That's why I became a veterinarian. It's not always easy, but the knowledge I've helped these cute, cuddly, squishy animals lets me sleep like a baby at night. Lovely. Speaking of love, have you ever been in love, friend Bertie? Haven't we all been in love at some point in our lives? Why? I need advice, and you look like a nice person. Sure, thanks. Actually, it's about someone who's really focused on his job, so I figured you'd understand. I see. Still, what do you need to know? How do you get the attention of someone like that? Someone that's so hyper-focused on something he disregards everything else. Taking an interest in whatever he is obsessed with is a good start, but there's really no science to this. Make him feel loved and special, just like you would do with anyone else. You sure? He's like really, really, really obsessed. If he's a decent member of society, yeah, I see no problem with that. I hope you're right. I'm fresh off a breakup and I seriously need a hug. Oh yeah, how do I fix the fact it's a guy? What do you mean fix it? I beg your pardon? I'm not into guys, but this here is a guy. What do I do? Well, apparently you are into guys. Right, need to serve dogs, sorry. No need, we're leaving. Already? Don't worry, we'll come back tomorrow. Right. Thank dog. I mean, God! Thank God! Dog gammit. Done for the day, I'm guessing? Yeah. You might want to get some insecticide or something to make sure we're not full of fleas. What does the health inspector think of this stunt? The health inspector's too afraid to come to this part of the city, so I'll assume he's fine with it. Right. Say, boss, you look tense. Really? Weird. So I'll call it a day here. Thank you for your hard work. So saying really weird was her way of saying, I don't want to talk about it. See? I know subtext. I'm learning subtext. You look bummed, boss. Starting tomorrow, there'll be no more corgis in our bar. Why wouldn't I be sad? Maybe because starting tomorrow, there will be no more corgis at the bar? I wonder if the Shiba Appreciation Society might be interested in booking us. One problem at a time, boss. Wait, I know someone from the Pomeranian Developmental Institute. One problem at a time. Still, you've been tense ever since Friday. Are you worried about Gil or something? Trust me, of all my worries, Gil is the least of them. Put on some music and enjoy the day, won't you? Right. Let's just continue on with what we got. I'm not paying that much attention to music. If one of them is annoying, I'll skip it. Other than that, Bartender, we meet again. Oh, Miss Betty. Hello. Wait, that gave him a name? His name's Deal? And Mr. Corgi Lover. Call me Deal. Deal. Deal? Deal. Wipe that satisfied look off your faces, you two. What can I serve you today? I'll have a beer. I'm not the designated driver today, so give me a fringe weaver. Alright, coming right up. Alright, so confirmed we can do these in any order. I guess we're having an extra long episode today. I don't know if it's extra long. It feels extra long, but the first one was extra long. Anyway. That's that. Success! Number 2. Fringe Weaver. Alright, one of these and lots of alcohol. Aged and mixed. Wouldn't it be nice if in real life you could click the age button and it would make your stuff aged? Actually, for most things in real life, we don't really want it aged, do we? Thanks. Thank you. You seem distracted. Has serving so many dogs finally gotten to you? No, well, yeah, but it's not that. My boss has been acting weird since Friday. Weird how? Romantic weird? Drug addict weird? Let's hope nobody finds the body in the fridge weird? For starters, there's the fact she only told me we were being booked moments before we opened. Plus, she seems completely distracted or lost in her thoughts. Like you. Worse. Oh. And she looks so mad when she has this expression. She's not being herself, and that makes me wonder if something's going on. Like what? Do you run a human trafficking ring in the basement? No, we don't have a license. What? They hand out licenses for that? Oh well, thinking about it too much is not part of my job. I guess it is Cyberpunk, right? In Cyberpunk, the, human rights are less and maybe slavery is back. Can I ask you something about your job? Sure. I've always been curious. What does the BTC need in their bartenders? What do you need to study? They train you from scratch, so you don't have to study anything beforehand. What does the training involve? It's a lot of etiquette and regulation work. Most of our time, though, is actually spent in simulations. Simulations? Different scenarios involving different chemical hazards, that sort of thing. They want you to be able to respond to every possible situation that might come up involving our ingredients. I mean, the chances for failure are really slim, but it's better to not take those chances. I see. I'll be back with you guys in a bit. I must attend to the other clients. Dogs, that. Oh, sure. Master Puff!
They're chasing me, man!
Who?
The cabbages, man! The goddamn cabbages!
I think this is the same cabbage guy. I don't remember. None of my voices are gonna be consistent.
They're everywhere! They're out for my rump!
That's weird. Never mind. Can I get you anything to calm down?
A big blue fairy would be nice.
Okay then. Alright. 8 of these. And 2 of these. And they look like they want some that's not even big. Okay, let's try 8 more. Does that make it big? Times 4? Aged and mixed, let's try it. Nope. Okay, so just putting up 8 and 2 does not make it big. Let me add some of these. There we go. Here. Thanks, very nice of you. And I'm sure there are gonna be a number of puns. Like I noticed that Jill went ahem in while we were making it. So I assume that means there was a pun, a dirty pun. I didn't get it. There'll probably be a number of puns like that I just don't get. Third bark day. Something the matter?
Nothing a drink can't solve.
Not sure about that, but it's hardly my job to preach sobriety. What do you want?
Give me a gut punch.
Okay. One, two, three, four, 5. 1. And get a couple of these. There you go. Here you are.
Thanks. Hey, you ever felt guilty for being born in the wrong race?
The what now?
I just been hearing so much about how we're racist. I'm wondering.
Are you racist?
Not really.
Do you feel like other corgis might be?
Definitely. I mean,
then why worry? It's not like they're calling you racist. You shouldn't take generalizations personally.
you might be right.
Man, you should have seen the cute... that's Betty. Man, you should have seen the cutie I saw yesterday on the way home. She looked like a cat boomer. She was wearing a mini dress and had this prosthetic eye. I thought you were against people using prosthetics. I'm not against cute, though. Besides, I'm not against prosthetics, I'm only against enhancements. I don't see a difference between the two. Also, this guy's like an android, so... Alright, let me put it this way. If you lost an arm and replaced it with a mechanical arm that does exactly what the older one did, I'm okay with it. But if you lost your arm and replaced it with a gun-loaded super arm from hell, that's something I'm not okay with. Even worse is if you decide to replace your arm because of fashion or a whim, or to get better at some sport. That's completely not cool. That's the difference between a prosthetic and an enhancement. Replacement versus enhancement. I'm of a similar opinion about Lilim replacing their factory parts for kicks. But if you think that's going to be an easy way of getting better at something, you're in for a bad surprise. Well, I can see why you think that, but what suggested to you that what she had wasn't an enhancement? If she had bad eyesight, wouldn't that count as an enhancement, even if it fixes it? How does reparative work factor into your ideologies? They might be enhancements, but they also replace something faulty.
Well, damn it, stop making sense, you piece of scrap. You're weakening my resolve.
Having fun? Oh, bartender, that was fast. There seem to be less dogs out today, at least dogs that want to drink. Yeah, some of them ate their tickets. Lovely. I'll be the one dealing with that later. No, Gil will. Say, what's your take on the whole enhancement discussion, bartender? My mom had a saying, anyone can make a chandelier out of their asses. Which somehow means your body, your choices. If they're not hurting anyone, I don't see the point in hating them. See, Betty? Hey, I didn't say I automatically hate anyone who has an enhancement. Me being against something isn't the same as me being against someone. I'm not some 12-year-old blindingly hating someone because of something like that. Maybe you should practice what you preach. What does that mean? I fear retaliation, so I'm not saying another word. Are you two gonna order anything? I'm fine right now. By the way, very good writing. Very good writing. attitudes and emotions that I've seen in my life, I've had in my life. Understandable. Like, so Betty is saying that she's like, oh, I'm against enhancements, but I'm not against the people who have enhancements. And to her, that sounds like a perfectly valid and reasonable argument. I'm gonna switch this because that's kind of annoying. All right, go there. But then he is like, you know, maybe he has some enhancements and he hasn't mentioned anything, like she doesn't know about it. And he feels put off. Like he feels like she's insulting him, but she, unintentionally. And he's like very subtly trying to get her to think about it. Like he doesn't want to call her out directly because he would feel like that's him being rude and stepping out of line. But he's trying to get her to rethink her ideas. And that's great writing. I love it. I love this kind of like layered subtext and characters. She's drinking mine, actually. Alright, call if you need anything else. Sure. Let's see. Ow! So much for avoiding retaliation.
What kind of a name is that? You're not gonna believe me. I was in the bathroom and this other dog was looking at me from the top of the sink.
You mean the mirror?
No, another dog.
I see. What can I serve you?
You're not gonna do anything about that other dog on the top of the sink?
I'm sure he doesn't want to hurt anybody. Don't worry.
I hope you're right.
Did he look exactly like you? Was it an imposter?
Well, I want something really sweet.
Coming right up. No, flavor, sweet. You get a sparkle star. And no alcohol. Aged and mixed. There we go.
Thanks. Please think about the thing with the other dog on top of the sink.
I will. Don't worry. Well then. That was quick. Like I said, there aren't too many dogs today. When I heard someone booked us for 3 days, I expected more of an attendance. While you were gone, this fella here said that the Bleeding Jane is better than a pile driver. Please, prove him wrong. All I'm saying is I don't see the point in drinks that feel more like a kick in the mouth than a beverage. What do you think, bartender? Do you think there's any point discussing non-alcoholic drinks in a bar? In my opinion, people who order a bad touch always make me giggle like an idiot, though. That's not an opinion, that's a statement. Oh well, please serve us either pile drivers or Bleeding Janes. We'll let you decide on which one is better. Coming right up. 2 of either. Okay. So... who said which one was which? Pile driver, I think, was Betty, right? Because Deal was the guy who said, who was like, oh, I don't see how something that feels like a punch in the mouth is a drink. Doesn't burn as hard on the tongue, but you better not have a sore throat when drinking it. But then was the other one Bleeding Jane? Say the name of this drink. Spicy Classic Sobering. So by choosing this, we're taking one of their sides, right? In their little subconscious thing. I like spicy more than bitter. Well, based on my interpretation of their interaction and subtext, I would kind of want to take Deal's side. And I think this is the drink Deal wanted, but I don't remember. So we'll just do it. See what happens. It'll have no consequence. It's just the prologue. Blended. There we go. And another one. I think that's it. Aha, there we go. Here you guys go. Here. Yes! Yeah, take his side. See if I care. How did you two end up discussing that? Well, it started when I told this guy that I wasn't as crazy about the idea of working just for corgis. Why don't you like corgis? They're cute and fluffy and funny and they just, like, make you smile. Tell me one interesting thing about them. Legends say they were created by a fairy and that their breed was raised to fight dragons. Oh, you have to be kidding. No, actually, I heard that one too. Really? Still, I can't see why you're so tired of them. Dunno, maybe because I only ever deal with them at their worst? You've only seen them in their happy state. I'm the one running feces samples and unclogging their sphincters if they eat their owner's dental floss. I might be their veterinarian, but they treat me more like a mom and not in a good way. It's like being a gynecologist. After a while, you stop seeing boobs and vaginas. Instead, all you see are issues you must fix. Well, hopefully someone who's a gynecologist is not into women. I suppose that's probably not how real life goes. I don't know, I'm talking whatever. At least they're cute issues. It depends. A gynecologist can't pick up clients by age or preference. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. I was talking about your job. Your job. Oh, yeah, that too. Still, I don't think it's so much that I'm tired of them as it is I'm tired of you being so obsessed with them. I'm not obsessed, I'm passionate. You sleep with a corgi plushie and have a wall dedicated to photos you've taken of the company. I'm really passionate? Too much passion can become an issue, you know. Speaking of issues, did you talk with the directors about the whole cardigan conflict? I want to see what song this is. Synthestish. This is the one that was in the Celeste mod. I was gonna do that tomorrow when they're all together, but I still don't see why I should be the one doing it. For starters, they don't take me too seriously. Understandable. I don't take you seriously either. I mean, in the end, they're still dogs. They need someone with a strong, commanding voice. Are you saying I have a naggy voice? No, not your voice, just your entire demeanor. So I have a naggy demeanor. I'm assuming you two are talking about the whole race conflict. Yeah, this is hurting them more than they think. The company might actually collapse at this rate. Which is terrible because a couple of these dogs' families are dependent on their paychecks. Doesn't that count as unethical and unusual treatment of animals? It's a bit of a legal gray area. The dogs are doing it willingly after all. And even if they weren't doing it willingly, the dogs aren't actually being mistreated or exploited. In fact, the company's pretty relaxed. Speaking of relaxed, how's Jurgen doing? Who's that? He's fine, still complaining about his back, still unwilling to take his medicine. He says he's not that weak. Is this a dog? Who's this Jurgen guy? My guardian. I passed the test years ago, but I couldn't leave him. That's actually commonplace, isn't it? So, somebody like his parent, but he's an android, so person who plays the role of a parent? Lilum being unable to leave their guardians because they feel too much like family? Now, to be fair, people get attached to many things. Some even get obsessed with inanimate objects. So are all androids then called Lilim? I thought it was just Dorothy's model. But maybe I have more to learn. My grandpa loved his car more than any of his sons. The one whose will left all his earthly possessions to his car, right? Yeah, that one. How do you become a Lilim's guardian? You fill a form at the Artificial Intelligence Council. Then they do a background check. If they deem you useful, they give you authorization. You're given a week's notice before they give you all the data about the Lilim you'll be taking care of. You'll have to watch over it until it can pass the different personality tests. If the Lilim wants to stay with you after that, that's your problem. So it's like adoption and the lottery all rolled into one. They do that to diversify the possible outcomes. Two Lilim can be of the same model, but they'll grow differently depending on their guardians. But what if something happens to the guardian? A new guardian can appeal to the council stating they're more fit for the position than the original. This happens when a guardian has become unavailable in some way, or because you can back up claims of neglect or maltreatment. You spit out all that information like it's hard-coded in you. I worked in that department for some time before coming to the SDC, almost a reflex. Are you interested in becoming a guardian, bartender? I don't know. I'm just a nerd when it comes to AIs in general. The money they give you for it is not that great, though. I see. Well, time to check on the dogs.
Money shredder! Listen here, punk. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a punk. It's just that I was chasing my tail and now I'm too hyper to control myself. Sorry. Just give me anything.
Alright. Dog wants anything. I wonder if it's safe to give him something sweet. So, something not sweet? You're hyper, we'll give you something bubbly. Frothy water. Alright. And it looks like a beer. Here you go.
Oh, that's better. Thanks, punk.
No, see, I can see the value of other dog races, like Pomeranians. Those are nice, but they aren't corgis. Well, yeah, I can understand that. I mean, remember that cute girl from yesterday I mentioned earlier? Yeah. I mean, Betty, this is not something, like, this isn't a topic to bring up in front of your crush, right? I'm assuming he's her crush. The white knight that was with her, she wasn't half bad either. I mean, it was obvious that a tapestry of muscles was hidden under her armor. Is it, what's her name? I can't remember her name. The one we met? I prefer more delicate looking girls, though. You can appreciate how something looks, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily your thing. And you, bartender? Me what? Which dog race do you prefer? That's not the question I was expecting. Not much of a dog person, actually. Yeah, she was expecting what's our type of person. Do you have any pets? A cat named Four, yeah. That's something I realized, that there's dialogue and Four is talking. I thought it was via text, but no, it's her cat. Her cat is talking to her. He's just a stray I rescued. Do you like rescuing girls, too? I'm sure I should be making a witty retort right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. Weird. I always thought that the rescue fantasy was universal. Why call it Four? Four is a Lilim I met some time ago that... never mind. We're gonna learn about that. Pretty lame name if you ask me. Hey, I just told you it had meaning to me. You don't get to do is just say it's lame. Better than calling it ass hat. I bet, I think I will not read this line out loud. He's so lively sometimes, I fear foreshadows my presence entirely. You guys want to lose consciousness that much? Was there another pun that I missed? You really need to calm down with the whole pun-hating stuff, Betty. But to move away from this whole foreground, alright. Oh, look at what's the one I missed? I fear foreshadows. Foreshadows. We'll move away from this whole foreground. What's this rescue fantasy you mentioned before? You know, the one where wayward, dangerous souls redeem themselves through the power of love? The bad boy who turns away a life of crime? The drug addict girl who lived on the streets and turned tricks until she's found a good man worth changing for? It's a corny romance cliches 101. Well, you're the one with a shelf full of old lady romance novels. I'll trust you on this. Hey, Fabio the 13th is a national treasure. You don't even like guys. Why do you read all those novels? They let you put yourself in the place of the main character quite easily. Even if said main character is a muscular man? I see no problem. Just, what is your self-image? If I can ask something else, but what is it? Why do you hate puns so much? Many people cringe at puns, you know. Yeah, but you react like you have a vendetta against them. It made me feel stupid. What? When I was a kid, everyone in my house had a penchant for making puns at the drop of a hat. I was the only one who couldn't get them. Years later, I finally got them, and they weren't that funny! They made me feel stupid! All in the name of some terrible joke that wasn't even funny in the first place. Oh, I've said this so many times, I might as well just make a recording, but you need to chill out, Betty. I am chilling out. Just because I complain about stuff doesn't mean I'm not relaxed. I'm not sure that's how it works. Trust me, when I'm tense and angry, you'll know it. I fear the thought. Anyway, I'll go check on the dogs. I'm supposed to be their doctor and they're being suspiciously quiet. Be careful. You want anything else? I'll have a bloom light. Actually, make that 2, please. Sure. Is that the other one that we didn't choose? So he's getting it to make peace between them, I think. Aged and on the rocks. There's one. Hit those. There's 2. There you go. Thanks. Say, you two seem to get along quite well. They argue and don't bite each other's heads off. Well, when you're the only sentient humanoids in the entire company, it kinda happens. Sentient? We have a couple of test mannequins and cardboard cutouts, so I see. Seems there's more to it than just that, though. I mean, even if you two are the only ones of your kind, you can still hate each other. Well, I guess I'm one of the few that can stand Betty. She's a really nice person, but she doesn't sugarcoat things. Yeah, I can see that. You should see her treating those dogs. She becomes so patient and understanding, even if it's only for a little while. The dogs don't call her mom to mock her. Can dogs mock people? I don't know. Even if it's only for a little while. You were eavesdropping? So you could say nice things once in a while. You say it like I'm the aggressive one here. It's nice hearing people say good things about you once in a while, you know? You should take your own advice. Maybe some other time. I'm not a hug box. Anything happened? A dog in the bathroom got angry at his reflection in the mirror and charged into it. Luckily, nothing bad happened. It just made a dog very confused. How the hell do they get on top of the sinks? They're surprisingly agile, even with those stubby little legs. Oh, yeah, I ordered you this. Oh, thanks. By the way, Betty, how's Veronica? We broke up last month. What? Well, things were not going so well. We got too used to one another. Everything was starting to become routine. We decided to break up before things got bitter. Why didn't you tell me that before? Why? Did you want your turn at the Betty Mobile? I don't know. I guess I just didn't want to trouble you. And after a while, it stopped feeling like it was something relevant to say. Oh, please don't do that again. Try trusting me. Yeah, you're right. You know what bothers me? The fact that asking other someone's health always feels like you're walking on a floor full of glass shards. There's always this chance that the other person's not okay, or even dead. And what started as a legitimately fun moment can go sour. Yeah, you're right. Sorry for not trusting you, you piece of scrap. As she's talking to him. Don't worry, I understand why you did it. Hey, now that I think about it, you should hang out with us a lot, bartender. Well, dogs can only be so interesting. Besides, there haven't been as many dogs today. Is my presence still unwanted? Wait. I'm confused. Not at all, especially since you're the one bringing the booze. You're like those cab drivers that like to chat all the way, but you smell better than most of them. Thank you. Funny thing is that we're unofficially associated with a local taxi line. They're the ones that send drunkards to their homes. You seem to really like talking to your clients, like it's the best part of your job or something. Or like if you didn't, there would be no video game or something. Yeah, it kinda is. I used to sit around in crowded places like malls or bars and think to myself, each and every person here has a story. It's a humbling experience. Everyone has dreams, fears, and loved ones. If you dig deep enough, you'll realize that the gap between two random people isn't as big as you think it is. I want to think more like this in real life. I want to talk to more people and have good conversations with people. And that's really hard for me, but that's something that I want to do and I'm working on. In fact, it's quite small. And in this job, you get to hear all kinds of stories. Some people just blurt it all out, some do it while drunk. To know that no matter how similar they might seem at first glance, no two people are alike. It's fascinating. You could be a powerful information broker with all that knowledge. I mean, you can't get this knowledge without being trustworthy, right? You can't have people open up to you without a reputation of not spilling their deets to everyone. Nah, not interested. I like to see myself more as a friendly ear rather than someone you need to be wary of. I guess there's still decent folks out there. I'm not decent? You're critically obsessed with dogs! I'll go check if there's any other dogs who want something. Sure. Go ahead. Gruff bucket. What? A beer? Okay. He wants something. Anything. He's also in a hurry. But he said beer. It's kind of weird to me that the only difference between all the dogs is they're a different color. And they're not even dog color, they're like rainbow color. Like different colors of the rainbow. What did I put in? 1, 2, 2... 1. There we go. Yay. Thanks, now boom! Why did you break the glass? I made breakfast! Get it? Cause you made the drink fist and I broke it. I made break fast. Go. Tough crowd. Suddenly, I understand the hate for puns. Hey, Bat Render! Oh, bartender. Yeah? Your job is a funny name. You don't say. Oh, she already drunk. She drank way less than she did last night. Yeah, but she drank a bottle before coming here. Why? I wish I knew. It's an example of her alcohol tolerance, though. Denter, I want to make a toast to my good friend and the robot here. Probably the only person, robot thing that can stand my yapping for more than half an hour. Without him, my job would be 5 times more boring and my life 2 times more meaningless. Cheers! You're not holding a drink. Then give me one, Ben Trader. Isn't that your job? I need a beer, a big one. All right. She wants a big beer, but should we give her a small one? I mean, it just says that right. There's no like ... or no other comments, so I guess we just give her a big beer. Well, maybe if we give her a big beer, she'll be so drunk that she confesses her love to Deal, and then we'll get the happy ending. There we go. Yay, here you go. All right, cheers. I said cheers. 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 Good. Grumpy when sober and a sweetheart when drunk. Seems like she's been like this since her university years. You make it sound like those were a decade ago. I can understand liking the taste of alcohol, but what's so good about getting drunk? First of all, I'm not drunk. You're too happy. I'm a happy person when drunk. Anyway, it's something you just can't explain. You just like it. Your body needs it, craves it. It's called being an alcoholic. I prefer the term alcohol enthusiast. The callback. The callback to him being a corgi enthusiast. Or passionate, right. Anyway, humans actively look for things that make them feel lightheaded. I mean, some do. Not everyone. Why else would they leave some poison in the potentially poisonous foods like that weird balloon fish thing? Pufferfish? Why else would they eat spicy food or drink fermented milk? Hey, spicy food does not make you lightheaded. It feels spicy. It's tasty. I don't know, I can't explain it. I like spicy food. Seriously, how crazy does someone need to be to say, hey, let's eat this and see what happens? Worse yet, they even found medicine among all that junk. Yep. There has been foods and trial and medicine coming from trial and errors. The one that invented penicillin was probably the worst of them all. Fair enough, but see, that's proof you're drunk. If you're sober, you just say, hell if I know. Silly robot. Now that I think about it, what kind of robot are you? Lilum. Lilum always sounds too feminine. Okay then, what manner of piece of scrap are you? You don't know? Never cared, but I'm curious. Oh well, you won't remember it tomorrow. I'm a DT-01D, a social development robot. Is that like the DFC-72s? Is that what Dorothy is? No. DFC-72s are designed to be as physically human as possible in order to blend in with humans better. Okay, no, that's a different kind. Oh, so one of the characters we meet sometime might be a robot in disguise. Something to be watching out for. My line is more tailored for resilience. We are work Lilum. Why must you be so cursed to only one destiny from the moment you're born? You can do whatever you want, silly robot. Follow your dreams. I know. I'm already doing it. Being created or hardwired for one duty only means you're more adept at certain things. Giving robots freedom of choice, that's the whole purpose of the ADN law. Yeah, but you say you're resilient, but you don't look the part. True. I never upgraded my muscles, but I can stand up to 200 degrees Celsius without breaking a sweat. That's pretty hot. I would say that's double boiling temperature, but the zero is not absolute zero, so that wouldn't quite count. Lilum can sweat? Cooling agents, yes. No matter, you're still special to me, no matter what kind of robot you are. Lilum. No matter what piece of shit you are. Speaking of special, how come it isn't legal to marry a dog yet? Let's there's lots of reasons why it is not and never will be. Excuse me, what? If humans are allowed to marry robots, Lilum, they should be able to marry dogs too. Abtrender? That's me, I think. This guy here wants to bang a dog. Mock him. Excuse me? I do not. I was just saying that if humans are not now allowed to marry Lilum, why shouldn't they be able to marry animals? Because first of all, they're not humanoids. What about monkeys then? And now you want to bang a monkey? I do not. And second of all, dogs, just like any other animals, can't give you consent. But look at these dogs. Sure, they have the cognitive abilities of 7-year-olds, but they can talk, drink booze, and argue. So now you want to bang a 7-year-old? We have a regular here who would be delighted to hear that. This part of the conversation makes me feel weird. I know, it's cyberpunk. It's fiction, it's sci-fi. And this particular genre challenges and questions taboos. I get it. It's okay within the space to ask these questions. And only to ask the questions. Remember, Lilum human marriages were only sanctioned after the Lilum achieved full sentience. And even then, they used marriage as a way to evolve the collective source. What's that? Collective source. Besides, dogs don't really love us that way. Trying to apply human ideas like marriage to a dog is like trying to feed vegetables to a carnivore, you get me? Says the ex-vegetarian. Why are you only so smart when drunk? I'm not drunk! But anyways, if you wanted to screw a dog or chimp, go ahead. Just don't bring marriage or infants in the whole deal. If you had started thinking about doing the horizontal mambo with the 7-year-old, please seek some mental help. But I don't want to bang dogs or monkeys or 7-year-olds. Well, thank God. Then why did you suddenly start talking about dog-human marriage? It's just, I was thinking about all the dogs in tuxedos and I started picturing a dog in a bridal dress. I mean, just try and picture that. And I'm the drunk one. Wait, I'm not drunk. Why would I say that? Then again, when you get drunk, you only get dizzy. You have a limit? As in a limit to how much you can drink before passing out? No, I just get disoriented to the point I'm effectively useless, but I never pass out. Maybe if I passed out, I wouldn't have to deal with all the shit that follows. His voice has gotten progressively deeper and deeper and deeper. I always have to wait at least 24 hours before the effects pass. One has to wonder why they gave all those human flaws to Lilum. I read something about that. It said that by giving Lilum the same kind of weaknesses as humans have, they would develop the same way humans do. That kind of makes sense. So that's why they also bite their lips randomly when eating? Seems like it. But it makes me wonder exactly how anatomically correct are you? That's something I know and you don't. Any of you want anything else to drink? Yeah, I want nothing. You're drunk enough as it is. You're not my dad. You can't tell me what I can or can't do. Beatrice Albert, stop drinking right now. Yes, Mom. Now, go sleep in the car. We're almost done here. But Mom... Go. Huh. Bye-bye, bad nerder. Bye, Miss Betty. It actually worked. If I didn't know she wouldn't remember anything tomorrow, I'd be afraid of retaliation. Although I'm curious, why do you call her Miss Betty? It makes her sound like a teacher or something. Yeah, sorry. Etiquette? I don't know. It has been a long 4 prologues. There's also something about her that makes it feel right to call her that. Maybe it's the forehead. I see. Well, I gotta get things ready if you'll excuse me. Is that a reference to something? Oops. Good luck. Hey! We're closing. Damn it! Well, everyone's safe in the cab. We're taking our leave, bartender. Thanks for providing such great service on such short notice. That's my job. You were interesting too? Well, thank you. I'll make sure to tell all our associates about the wonders of this place. Thank you, and please come again. We sure will. Send my regards to Miss Betty. Gladly. See you later then. Bye. All done? Yep. Seems like we got some new regulars. Yeah, it'd be nice if they came back, or that we're still here when they want to come back. Oh, so this is where the bar troubles come up. Yeah, I was wondering if Betty and Deal will be back. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them in future chapters. You've been acting weird all weekend, boss. Are you okay? I am, but the bar is not. What do you mean? Well, I guess you have the right to know. The BTC sent a message on Friday. Valhalla hasn't been bringing in much income the last few months. Which means that we're at risk of being wiped off the map. Okay, abrupt ending. And that was the prologues. Alright, that was the prologues. Next time we will jump back into day 2. And I feel like I should say something about predictions or something. Characters. I am kind of tired. I just played for, how long did I play for? Over 2 hours. So I am a bit tired. So what do I think? That was fun and humorous, and we got to meet some new characters. We got to meet the dogs, talking corgis, racist dogs. That was kind of funny. And we saw some new characters. So I wonder if Betty, so I'm imagining Deal is the guy Betty has a crush on. I wonder if that is going to go anywhere in the rest of the series. We got some more reminders that the bar is not doing well financially. So I got to remember to, and another thing I'm going to do is for each customer, I'm going to, like, if I like them, I will, I'll give them cheaper stuff. And I'll give them, you know, I'll make decisions on what to do based on the situation, like on what drinks to give them, how much alcohol to give them, and like for the people I don't like, I'll give them extra alcohol. So maybe that they say something that gets them that. You know, like a Donovan, you know, like if he's like, yeah, I didn't say anything that that you could be used against me in a court of law, did I? That gives me a clue that I want to load up his drinks with alcohol. Yes. Let's see if we can get him out of office and get somebody else there instead. Because his place seems like a terrible place to work. And they need a better boss. Also, Ingram. Ingram, I wonder if that's his real name. Because he had that whole spiel about lying, and we asked him if he was lying, and he said, I could have been lying about everything that I've said so far. So, maybe he was. At the very least, I don't think that's his real name. Because also, when we talked to Dorothy, and we asked her his name, like we knew she was talking about him, she didn't tell us. So, too many clues saying that his name is actually something else. I wonder if he's going to end up being somebody who's important elsewhere in the story. Anyway, that's it for Valhalla today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more of this game and other awesome games. I'll see you next time. Bye!